What's good, besties? It's me, Anika, and today we are going to be talking about jealousy and envy. Ooh. Pretty big topics. Pretty big topics. I feel like there is a difference between envy and jealousy. I think envy is like when you acknowledge that somebody has something that you may not have, and you want it. But I don't think it can be negative, like that you want that thing. It's just like, oh, I wish I had what they had type of energy. And it doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, like I don't want them to have what I want to have. But it's just kind of like a wish or admiration in a way, and that could be considered envy. Admiring something sometimes could be envy. Jealousy is comparing, contrasting, putting somebody above you, putting someone below you. Fear. Insecurities. Jealousy. Envy. It's crazy because envy and jealousy connect. And it's like, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. Everything connects. Envy can come out through the way you approach somebody, like how you speak to somebody, being very passive aggressive towards somebody. You don't really know why at first. Like consciously, you're not really aware. Maybe you are, and then you realize, well, figuratively speaking, you're like, oh, you realize that that person that you're being passive aggressive towards is a really genuine and happy person, and you most of the time aren't. You put on a mask, and then when you see somebody that is genuine and happy and or seems happy all the time, you envy that. You have jealousy towards that. Anything can be negative if you allow it to be. Anything can be positive if you allow it to be. You're the one that puts the power into it, and things by themselves have an energy, frequency, as it is. That's how I say it. But you're the one with will. You know what I mean? If you choose to call somebody a dumb bitch because you're angry and jealous at somebody, that was your choice. We all have a choice. If you choose to buckle down and become a hermit and work and focus on yourself because you admire somebody's self-control, and you choose to admire them and be inspired by them rather than judge them and put them down because you low-key are jealous. I would say envy, for me, I experience envy when I see a put together family at times, not all the time, but I wish sometimes that that's how my family was. or that's how my family, I wish, yeah, that's how it is, yeah. I wish that, and to me that's an example of envy. I wish, but I also accept that that's not how it is, and there's a reason why, and that's okay. That would be my example of envy. Another example of envy for me would be when was talking. Another example of envy would be feeling sorry about myself when things are really hard. When I say that, I mean I can be like, wow, you know, I can get into a state of mind, and this is not all the time, but it does happen. I'm like, why is this happening to me? Why does this always happen to me? Why not other people? And I get in a certain mindset. It's a little feather. When I'm really clouded and hurt, and there's just a lot of transformation going on in my life. Transformation means removing and change. And sometimes this change hurts and it doesn't feel good. It feels really uncomfortable, but needed, because the universe is like, yo, you need to move. And this is how I'm going to make you move. You are going to see the truth. And because all that is going on in my head, I think, why? Like, you know, like some people say, I'm not your strongest soldier. Like, I get it. I'm like, but I'm not your strongest soldier. Because they've been through so many different experiences that have been hurtful. Not all of them are hurtful, but a lot of them have been. And in return, you get a certain type of knowledge and wisdom from that experience, from all the experiences, whether they be negative or positive, or hurtful, painful, or happy and joyful. You get an experience from all of them. And that would be envy from me. I realize though, when you start to work on yourself more and look inwards and love yourself and say nice things to yourself and give and receive and have a balance, that the envy and the jealousy fades away. I do have times where, of course, I get jealous, I get envious. But because I worked on myself so much, and I work on myself daily, and I stay consistent with my practices, and I listen to myself and others, and I choose when I want to absorb or observe, I'm able to snap myself out of mindsets. And it's really crazy because I can experience it and accept what I'm feeling. Even if it may be negative, I'm accepting it and I'm seeing it, and I am acknowledging it, and I'm going to reflect on it and ask questions, write down why it's a trigger and why it isn't a trigger. When I accept something and release an attachment towards it, it has no control over me. It's an illusion, like fear is an illusion. And its energy frequency, its hold on me does not exist. And it's crazy because it's true. At least for me, that's my truth. And there's a fly, it's spying on me. When you get jealous, it's like you start comparing yourself, right? So for me, a personal situation would be I got hurt really bad, and this was, I'm not gonna be too specific about it, but I'm still gonna share. I got hurt, and my heart broke a little bit, you know. I mourned, and in that mourning process that I'm still currently going through, the beginning stage of it, I was comparing myself to other people. I felt those thoughts, and I let them pass, and I let them be seen by myself, because that is they are reflecting me right now, right? That's a mirror. My thoughts are mirroring me. My actions are mirroring me in a way where it's like, look at me. Yeah, you're not healed. We're in this certain aspect, and that's okay. There's still more work to be done. Look at me. This is the truth about yourself, about others. And that's like a hard pill to swallow sometimes, depending on your perspective and perception. But it's needed. Moments like that where you are exposed because you were hurt, you are vulnerable. Those moments, they're blissful, they're beautiful, and they're needed. For me, when I want to snap out of that, the thoughts, the jealousy, the negativity, the low vibrational feelings that come along with, and don't always have to come along with, jealousy and envy, I think about what I've done already. I think about the present moment. I make sure that I'm also not in a victim complex in my mind, but I'm also looking at where I was hurt, and where it was unnecessary for me to be hurt like that. I acknowledge my feelings and that I don't deserve certain treatment, you know. What I do deserve and what I do not deserve, what I give out and what I do not give out. I deserve what I give out, and I don't deserve what I don't give out. That's a line, that's the levels I see and I look at. And in that I say, I accept you. And I say this to myself in my head or on a journal, out loud. Like I was saying earlier, to accept, to acknowledge. Even when it's something that's hurtful. Vulnerability is power. To know yourself is powerful. A lot of the things out there don't want you to know that, but it's true. But yeah, in that, I remind myself, and even though I accept what it is, I do not welcome it, and I reject it, and I'm like, these are not my thoughts. This is an illusion of fear and control. This is an illusion. I snap out of it. It may take me a little while. I make sure to feel the feeling that I'm feeling now, so I can recognize it next time around, and I can work on it and reflect more on it. But yeah, those are my thoughts.